What if everything you were taught about money was wrong? Not partially wrong, not a little off, completely wrong. What if the reason you are struggling financially right now, the reason your bank account never seems to grow, the reason bills feel heavier than dreams, has nothing to do with how hard you work, and everything to do with what was planted inside your mind before you even understood what money was? Before we go any further, I want you to understand who is speaking to you today. His name is Henlil. He is not a motivational speaker. He is not a life coach with a podcast and a smile. Henlil is a keeper of ancient wisdom, a man who has spent his life studying the deep forces that govern human destiny, material reality, and spiritual power. He walks between worlds that most people do not even know exist, and today, he has chosen to bring that wisdom directly to you. Henlil does not bring you stories to entertain you. He brings you truth to transform you. And the truth he carries today is this: you have been lied to about money your entire life, and those lies are costing you everything. He brings the stories. You decide the path. So listen carefully, because what you are about to hear could change the direction of your financial life forever. Today, Henlil is going to talk about something that most people are afraid to discuss. He is going to talk about Cimejes, about financial abundance at a level that goes beyond budgets, beyond hustle culture, beyond manifestation posters on your bedroom wall. And by the end of this video, you will understand, perhaps for the very first time, why you have been blocked from wealth, and exactly what you can do to break that block, starting today. Stay with me. This message is for you. I have spent years walking in places where most people are afraid to look, studying the connection between the human mind, spiritual energies, and financial reality. I have worked with people from all walks of life. People who were born into poverty, people who had money and lost it, people who earned well but could never keep anything. And in every single case, the root of their financial struggle was the same. It was not bad luck. It was not the economy. It was not their circumstances. It was their programming. And today, I am going to talk about the entity, the spiritual force that specifically governs the energy of wealth, abundance, and material power. We are going to talk about Cimejes. Let me be very clear before we go any further, because clarity matters. Cimejes is not magic. Cimejes is not a spell. Cimejes is not a shortcut. Cimejes is not something you summon to fix your problems while you sit on your couch and do nothing. If that is what you are looking for, this is not for you. Cimejes is an entity, a spiritual intelligence that exists within the realm of material abundance and earthly power. In ancient traditions, Cimejes is associated with strength, courage, the ability to find and create value, and the mastery of the material world. But here is what those old texts never explained clearly enough. Cimejes does not work for you. Cimejes works through you. Think about what that means. The energy of financial abundance is not something that comes from outside and lands on your life. It is something that moves through your personality, your actions, your beliefs, your decisions, your relationship with yourself and with money. You are the vessel. And if that vessel is cracked, if your mind is full of false beliefs, old wounds, inherited fears about money, then the energy of abundance cannot flow. It leaks out, it gets blocked, it turns against you. So when we say we are working with Cimejes, what we really mean is this: we are doing the deep, serious, transformational work of becoming the kind of person through whom financial abundance can naturally flow. We are clearing the vessel. We are rebuilding the relationship between you and money from the ground up. And that, my friend, is both harder and more powerful than any shortcut you have ever been offered. Now we need to have an honest conversation. A conversation that may feel uncomfortable, maybe even painful, because we need to talk about what you were taught about money and who taught it to you. From the time you were a small child, you were receiving messages about money, not in textbooks, not in formal lessons, in the air, in the conversations around the dinner table, in the arguments your parents had at the end of the month, in the words people used when they talked about rich people or when they talked about themselves. Think about the phrases you heard growing up. Maybe you heard things like, "Money is the root of all evil." "Rich people are greedy and selfish. We are not the kind of people who have money like that. Money does not grow on trees. Stop dreaming and be realistic. Who do you think you are?" Now here's the question I want you to sit with. Do any of those phrases live inside you right now? Not as memories, as beliefs. Because that is exactly what happened. Those messages, repeated over years and years, did not just pass through you. They became you. They became the lens through which you see money, wealth, opportunity, and your own worth. And your family, they were not trying to hurt you. Please understand that. Your parents, your grandparents, your community, they passed these beliefs down with love. They were protecting you from disappointment. They were preparing you for a world that had disappointed them. But in doing so, they handed you a mental cage, a cage so familiar that it feels like home, a cage so old that you stopped seeing the bars. And then there is the wider society. Think about how money is portrayed in popular culture. Think about the movies, the stories, the news. The villain is almost always rich. The hero struggles financially but has a good heart. The message, embedded in 1,000 stories, is this: good people do not have money, and people with money are not good. If that message is living somewhere in your subconscious, and for most of us it is, then ask yourself this. If your deepest self believes that being rich makes you a bad person, would your subconscious ever let you become truly wealthy? No, it would not. Every time you got close, something would happen. You would spend impulsively. You would miss an opportunity. You would self-sabotage in ways you could not even explain. Not because you are weak, not because you are cursed, because your mind was doing exactly what it was programmed to do, protecting you from becoming the villain. This is where we begin the real work. This is what we call the decontamination of the mind. Think of it like this. Imagine your mind is a beautiful garden. Now imagine that for 20, 30, 40 years, someone has been quietly planting weeds in that garden. And not just any weeds. These weeds have deep roots. They have grown tall. They have spread everywhere. You cannot grow abundance in a contaminated garden. First, you must remove the weeds. Step 1. Identify the belief. You cannot remove something you cannot see. So the first practice is this. Begin to notice the thoughts that arise when you think about money. Not the surface thoughts, I want more money, I need to earn more, but the deeper thoughts, the ones that whisper underneath. I do not deserve this. This is too good to last. Money always leaves me. I am not smart enough for real wealth. Write them down, face them, because these are the weeds. And now that you can see them, you have power over them. Step 2. Challenge the belief. Where did this thought come from? Who gave it to you? Is it actually true, or is it simply familiar? There is a critical difference between truth and familiarity. Many of us mistake what is familiar for what is real. But the fact that a belief has been with you for a long time does not make it true. It only makes it old. Step 3. Replace the belief. This is where we plant new seeds. And this is where the power of Cimejes truly enters, because Cimejes works through aligned energy. When your thoughts, your words, and your actions begin to align with abundance, that is when the energy can move. Let me give you some new seeds to plant. Repeat these. Write them. Say them out loud, especially when the old voice tries to come back. I am worthy of financial abundance. Money is a tool, and I am a wise steward of that tool. Wealth flows to me because I provide real value to the world. My financial growth harms no one. It lifts everyone around me. I release the belief that I must suffer to be good. Abundance is my natural state. Now, some of you will say, this sounds too simple. This sounds like positive thinking. And I understand that response. We have all heard about positive thinking and seen it fail. But here is the truth. Positive thinking fails when it is only surface level. When you paste new words on top of old wounds, the wound still controls you. What we are doing here is not decoration, it is surgery. We are going deep into the roots, and we are pulling them out. And that requires consistency. It requires patience. It requires you to choose every single day to think a different thought when the old one appears. Let me give you some powerful quotes about money that I want you to carry with you. Not just as nice words, but as medicine for the contaminated mind. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Benjamin Franklin. It is not how much money you make, but how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. Robert Kiyosaki. The lack of money is the root of all evil. George Bernard Shaw. Notice he flipped it. It is not money that causes problems. It is the absence of it. Wealth is the ability to fully experience life. Henry David Thoreau. Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. Warren Buffett. Empty pockets never held anyone back. Only empty heads and empty hearts can do that. Norman Vincent Peale. Write these down. Put them somewhere you will see them. Let them do their work. Now I want to teach you something that may sound unusual, but stay with me, because this is one of the most powerful practices I know. You need to learn how to speak to money. In most households, money is spoken about with anxiety, with shame, with anger, with fear. I never have enough. Money always runs out. This bill is going to kill me. Every time you speak about money this way, you are reinforcing a relationship of scarcity. You are teaching your nervous system that money means danger, stress, and loss. And your nervous system responds by pushing money away. Instead, I want you to begin speaking about money with respect, with gratitude, with intention. When money comes in, even a small amount, say thank you. Literally, out loud. Thank you for coming to me. I will take care of you. I will use you wisely. You are welcome to stay and grow. When money goes out, for bills, for groceries, for necessary expenses, release it with grace, not with panic. I release you with gratitude for the service you provide. More will come. Abundance flows through me continuously. This is not theater. This is neural reprogramming. Every time you speak about money with peace instead of panic, you are creating a new pathway in your brain. You are associating money with safety instead of fear. And over time, that new association changes how you behave around money, which changes your financial reality. Now let us talk about giving, about making donations, and doing acts of generosity. One of the fastest ways to shift your relationship with money is to give it. I know. For many people, especially those who grew up without enough, this sounds terrifying. Give money away. I barely have enough for myself. But here is what the energy of Cimejes teaches us about generosity. When you give from a place of abundance, Even if you are not yet where you want to be, you are signaling to your own mind and to the universe that you believe more is coming. You are acting from abundance before abundance has fully arrived. You do not need to give large amounts. Start small. Give what feels meaningful without creating hardship. Give to someone in need. Give to a cause that matters to you. Tip generously when you can. Support a small business. Leave something for someone else. And as you give, speak. I give freely. What I give returns to me, multiplied. There is more than enough. Now, let us talk about saving. Saving money is not just a financial habit. It is a spiritual statement. When you save, you are telling yourself, I believe in my future. I believe in my ability to create and maintain wealth. I trust that tomorrow is worth investing in today. Even if you can only save a tiny amount right now, start. Open an account. Put something aside every single time money comes in before you spend anything else. Not because the amount is large, but because the act itself is a declaration. And declarations matter. And when you make necessary expenses, groceries, rent, transportation, education, do not spend them in shame or stress. Spend them consciously. I am investing in my health. I am investing in my home. I am investing in my ability to show up in the world. Every dollar you spend on your well-being is a dollar invested in the vessel through which abundance flows. Spend with intentionality. Spend with gratitude. And watch how your relationship with money transforms. So let us bring all of this together. Working with the energy of Cimejes, aligning yourself with financial abundance, is not a one-time event. It is a practice. It is a lifestyle. It is a daily commitment to becoming someone whose mind, heart, and actions are in harmony with wealth. Here is what that looks like, concretely. In the morning, before you pick up your phone, before you check your bank balance, before the world rushes in, take 5 minutes, breathe, and speak your intention for the day. Today, I am open to abundance in all its forms. I see opportunities. I act with wisdom. I am grateful for what I have and excited about what is coming. Throughout the day, when old thoughts about scarcity arise, do not fight them. Acknowledge them, and then consciously choose a different thought. Old thought: I cannot afford this. New thought: this is not my priority right now. I am building toward more. There is a critical difference between saying I cannot afford it and saying I am choosing to invest my resources differently. One comes from lack. One comes from power. At night, take a moment to account for your day, not just financially, but energetically. Did I act from abundance or from fear today? Did I give something, time, kindness, money, knowledge, to someone else? What am I grateful for in my financial life, even if it is small? Gratitude is not weakness. Gratitude is one of the most powerful financial tools that exists because it trains your brain to notice opportunity instead of obsessing over lack. And finally, act. Always act. The energy of Cimejes flows through people who move, people who learn, who try, who fail and try again, who invest in their skills and their knowledge, who build something, who serve someone, who create value in the world. Abundance does not come to passive people. It comes through active people who have cleared their mind of the weeds and opened their heart to the flow. You are that person. You were always that person. You just needed to remember. We have covered a great deal in this video, and I am proud of you for staying until the end. Because the people who finish, the people who do not click away when things get deep and serious, those are the people who are truly ready to change. Let me summarize what we explored together today. We talked about Cimejes, not as magic, not as a shortcut, but as the energy of abundance that flows through aligned, prepared, intentional human beings. We talked about the lies you were taught about money, the messages from your family, your community, your culture, that planted seeds of scarcity inside you before you had the wisdom to question them. We talked about decontaminating your mind, identifying false beliefs, challenging them, and replacing them with truths that serve your abundance. We talked about how to speak to money with respect, with gratitude, with intention, and how that simple practice rewires your relationship with wealth from the inside out. We talked about giving, saving, and spending consciously, not as financial tactics, but as declarations of who you are becoming. And we talked about living in daily alignment with the energy of abundance. Morning intentions, conscious thought patterns, evening gratitude, and consistent action. This is real work. It will not happen overnight, but it will happen if you commit. Now, I have a few things I want you to do right now, while you are feeling this energy. First, if this message spoke to you, if something inside you shifted while you watched this video, hit the subscribe button. Because this channel exists to bring you this kind of deep, honest, transformational content regularly. Every video is designed to take you one step further on this journey. Do not miss what is coming. Second, look in the description of this video. There is a link to a book called All the Truth About the Human Brain. This book is one of the most important things you can read if you are serious about changing your relationship with money and with your life. Because everything we talked about today starts in the brain. The old patterns, the new possibilities, the rewiring, the transformation. It all begins in the 3 pounds of extraordinary matter sitting inside your skull. This book will take you deeper. It will give you the science, the understanding, and the tools to accelerate everything we discussed today. It is in the description. Go get it. Third, leave a comment below. Tell me, what was the belief about money that hit you hardest in this video? What was the phrase from your childhood that you recognized in yourself? And type part 2 in the comments if you want to go even deeper. Because in part 2, we are going to talk about advanced practices with Cimejes. We are going to talk about building a relationship with this energy that is personal, consistent, and genuinely life-changing. But I will only bring part 2 if I know you want it. So let me know. I will leave you with one final thought. You were not born poor. You were born programmed. And every program can be rewritten. The wealth you are seeking is not hiding from you. It is waiting in you, waiting for the day you clear the path and let it flow. Cimejes moves through the prepared soul. Prepare yourself. I will see you in the next one. Peace.